There's been an awakening. The resistance will soon be in our grasp.
All right, you guys. So today we are going to get a look at the vintage collection, carded collection, guys. Now, one thing I do want to clarify with the vintage collection here, guys, because I've gotten a little bit of flack from calling these the vintage collection, because obviously, as you can see here, the majority of the characters that were released are from the new sequel trilogy, and they are not actually vintage characters. However, again, guys, I refer to it as the vintage collection because that is what Hasbro is calling their line. They call it the vintage line. So I just wanted to clarify that for anybody who is confused, or if they're unaware that Hasbro has restarted their the vintage line, the carded line, as you see here, with the card back and with the original vintage style lettering and all of that, with the Kenner symbol, as you guys can see there in the bottom right hand corner. So guys, just to clarify that, guys, again, this is the vintage collection. That is what Hasbro is referring to this as. Now, the only character that is from the original trilogies released in the new wave of the new vintage line is the Rebel soldier that you see there to the far left there. Very, very cool, guys. And what we're going to do here today, I know those of you who saw my review of the original vintage figure, I forget which figure it actually was that I reviewed, but today what we are going to do, we're going to actually open these puppies on up. That is absolutely right, guys. You heard me. I am going to remove these figures from their card backing. Now, those of you who know me and know that I really, really love the card backing, and I said that I would never take these out of the packaging. Well, I'm sure, as you know, what I did was I actually bought doubles of a couple of these figures. Not all of the figures in the line, just a couple of the figures. Now, Snoke, also, there's a reason that I'm going to open Snoke there. I wanted to use Snoke for the BB-8 set that you see the cards that are sitting on there. I wanted to use that Snoke because the one that comes with this particular set, as you can see at the very top there, he is a 5 POA figure, and when he sits on the throne, obviously his legs are going to stick all the way straight out as opposed to sitting in the normal position. So I was very happy to get this Supreme Leader Snoke super articulated so we can have him sitting on the throne properly. So very, very cool and excited to have him, and that's why we're going to open him up. And then of course we want to have at least one of our first order stormtroopers sitting there somewhere on the throne there, or somewhere in the set. So we're going to open him up as well. And then of course, what would the throne room scene be without a Kylo Ren that is available? So we also have our Kylo Ren up here as well. So guys, we're going to get a look at all of these items here today, just a quick look, and set them up here on our throne room set here, the BB-8 destroyer set that was released earlier in 2017, and get a look at these super articulated figures that are part of the new vintage card back line from Hasbro. All right, you guys, and we have all of our figures out of their vintage packaging. Very, very cool, very awesome. I am so excited, as I had mentioned earlier, to have a articulated Snoke to finally sit on the throne of the BB-8 destroyer set that we received a little bit earlier in 2017. So really, really cool. All we need now is more articulated Praetorian guards. If we can get a couple more of those just to fill out the set, and do some really cool displays and dioramas with this really, really cool set. So now we at least have at least 2 figures that we can fill out, actually 3 figures that we can fill out with this particular set here, articulated figures that we can fill out with this set here, with the First Order Stormtrooper, our articulated Snoke, and then of course we have Kylo Ren. So really, really cool and very awesome to have these guys along with the set. Now obviously we have our Hoth Snowtrooper here on the set. He obviously does not fit in this set because this is not even his era, but I wanted to show him off as well. So there he is, all out of place in the Star Wars lore. So it is all good. But very, very cool, guys, and I really, really love these figures. But we're going to get a closer look at each and every one of these figures, guys. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to start with our First Order Stormtrooper here. Very cool. And we actually received this in the Black Series line, the 3 1/4 Black Series line, guys. So no surprises here. He's just a repack, basically, for the vintage line. But still in all, very, very cool to have these guys. I actually picked up a few of these guys with the card backs because I didn't take the opportunity to get them when they were available in the Black Series line. I think I may have picked up 1 or 2 of these guys, maybe even just 1. So now I have maybe 3 or 4 of these guys articulated. I did pick up a few of the 5 POA of these guys, but really, really cool articulation on these guys. Per usual, guys, we're not going to go over all of the articulation. I don't want to take up too much time on this video, but as you can see, all the articulation is there. You have your swivel, your up and down in the leg area, the bend at the knees, bend in the elbow, all the way around articulation. So you're really, really doing really well with these guys. Swivel, up and down. You're just really doing well with all of these guys, and really good looking figures in the vintage line. But again, this is a repack out of the line, guys. There are several repacks in this line, guys, unfortunately, and you will find that these cards may be sitting at your local Target or Walmart if you're here in the States, simply because they are repacks from the Black Series line, guys. But I always say, if you're one to army build, you can't have too many of the first order stormtroopers. So I'm sure those will be the first to go of the ones that are sitting on the peg. But of course, you don't want to pile up on too many Kylo Rens or Snokes unless you're setting up several different dioramas or if you're a reseller. So very cool and very awesome to have these guys available. All right, you guys, and next up is going to be our Hoth Trooper. Very cool Rebel Trooper, very awesome looking guy. And now this is my first time with any of these guys. I obviously didn't get the original vintage Hoth soldier figure, not at least not new in the package. I may have one that came loose somewhere in my collection, but obviously this guy is pretty much new to the vintage line. However, I was told that he may have been available in one of the exclusive packs, exclusive Hoth packs. I'm not sure. I have to research that, but I did see that somewhere online. So if anyone knows what the case is with that, please let me know down in the comments. But really, really cool. I like the soft goods here. Right there, that's a soft good that they've given you here. You have the scarf there. You have the rifle along with his backpack. Really, really cool. Nicely done. Looks awesome. Really, really awesome. Love this guy. And again, fully articulated, so you can pose him as you will. So just a really, really awesome looking figure, guys. All right, you guys, and next up is going to be our Kylo Ren. Now, guys, you have to forgive me because I'm not sure if we received the Kylo Ren in the Black Series line. I can't recall if we did receive it. If we did receive it, I did not get one. I had a hard time getting a lot of the figures in the Black Series line. I was lucky enough to get quite a few of them from Walmart on clearance. At a very, very good price. Again, I had a very hard time finding the Black Series 3 1/4 size figures. So again, it is really cool that we're getting the vintage line now, and now I do have a fully articulated 3 1/4 size Kylo Ren to go with my set here. So very cool and awesome, and very happy to have him in the collection. I love the sculpt on this guy. Very cool. The wrinkles there, very, very nice, guys. But again, I'm not 100% sure that we got this in the Black Series line. And again, if we did, I did not receive one. So very cool and awesome. All right, you guys. And last but never to be the least is our Snoke. Very cool guy. Really, really similar to the 6-inch Black Series version that we got here with the soft goods here. Very cool. Love this figure. Again, very happy to have him to go with my set here. So now I can have him properly sitting on a throne, as opposed to the 5 POA Snoke that's sitting in the background there, guys. And we're going to bring him up here as well and get a quick comparison between the two. If we get a look at the two different figures here. Now, obviously, there are some huge differences between the two. Obviously, the articulation. The 5 POA is not giving you the soft goods, obviously, which gives you a different color of the robe there. As far as the head sculpt is concerned, it looks like you're getting a little bit more blue in the eyes on the vintage figure. Maybe a bit more detail in the face. So really cool. But there they are, guys. And there's your comparison between the two different Snoke figures that are available. Again, the 5 POA Snoke here is only available with the set here. He was not available for regular retail release, not individually anyway. Again, he was only available with the BB-8 Mega Destroyer set. And then also, guys, as you can see, I was able to get these pulled out of the packaging fairly well without damaging too much. As you can see, I was a couple of them I was able to remove from the card back without damaging the card back, which was really, really cool. I kind of scratched it a bit there. But I can actually, if I wanted to, put these back in their packaging and place the tape back on the side and seal it back up. And it'll still pretty much look as though it came right from the store. But of course it is an open package. I do like to keep the packaging for my figures if at all possible, and sometimes I do store my figures back in the packaging if I don't have room on my display case. All right, guys, so there it is, our vintage collection. Just a couple of the figures out of that collection. We didn't profile the Jyn Erso or the Rey figure that came out of this particular wave because we already received those in the Black Series line. Let me know what you think. Are you collecting the vintage line? What do you think of the new figures that they are adding to the line? Do you think it's appropriate to add these figures to the vintage card back? Or would you prefer that they have kept them in the regular Black Series box? So guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Put those comments down below. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost, may the Force be with you always.